What is up, guys? And welcome, finally, to another episode of Career Mode. You know, in the last video, how I said there was going to be no more wheel issues? Well, guess what? There was more wheel issues. But I can, honestly, guys, this time, I'm promising this time, there will be no more wheel issues. If you want to know what happened, just follow me. Just check out my Twitter. But apart from that, I don't want to talk about it anymore. Quite honestly, I'm just sick about talking about wheels. I just want to be able to make videos and get down to business, basically. It's been so frustrating for me, this starts of 2021. Hopefully we can put it all behind us and we can move on now. Anyway, here we are for another episode of Career Mode. This is the Monaco Grand Prix in round 3 of a season. It just so happens that we cut out a lot of the opening races of the season, meaning that the back end of the year is going to be quite stacked. So, be interesting to see how that goes. We have a season break, apparently, in April or May. In May, for some reason. So, you know, the guys have had a tough year. 2 races, and everybody's wanting a holiday. I mean, I don't blame them. I mean, if this is realistic 2021... I think we're all going to go on holiday in May, if we can. Anyway, upgrades. We're going to go for an ultimate rear downforce upgrade. Had to wait a little bit of time to get some extra resource points in to put that on. So that'll hopefully go on in time for the next race. Unfortunately, we're going to run out of time before Monaco because of that ill-timed season break. Bloody hell. Why did the factories have to shut down after 2 races? I'll never know. But maybe there won't be a summer break because we've taken it now. It's a bit weird. Never seen that before. Let me know what you guys have gone through. If there's like a... You know, I should try like a 10-race season and then see if I can just cut out all of the opening races to see if we can go through like the winter break and then straight into the summer break. I think that'd be pretty funny. Anyway, we're the 3rd best car now with the upgrades that we've made heading into this one. So we should look forward to, hopefully, a good race here in Monaco. We always look forward to this place because we can always outperform our car. So, being that we've overtaken a couple of teams, we should expect some fruitful results at this race. But I've gone back to the TSL Elite and... it was a bit weird. After just getting used to my old wheel, it took a little bit of time in practice to get up to speed with things. I've knocked the wall, not once, twice, but 3 times in the second half of the lap. We got the lap in, and that was our practice program over and done with. Ending up at 11th place. I didn't do a qualifying run, so that's all right. That's not too bad. We haven't showcased our full speed. Lando is looking ever quick, though. 2nd place and only 6 thousandths away from George Russell in the Ferrari. Though the top 2 teams are kind of a bit quiet in this session. Red Bull and Mercedes. It's a little bit interesting. Valtteri Bottas not even featuring in the top 14 drivers. That is pretty scary for his prospects. We had to practice too. And, yeah, I pulled out all the stops in this session when the track ramped up. Did a qualifying run. Ending up 7 tenths ahead of Albon in the Mercedes in the best car, championship leader. That is ominous for those guys. But I put in a really solid time to get P1 there. That time may even get me out of Q1. Who knows? Anyway, time for quali for Monaco. You know what? I don't want to do this. I'm quitting F1 forever. No, I'm just changing my helmet. So, got to the garage, realized I put the wrong helmet on, so I had to go back to the team truck and get my normal helmet. So, we've lost a bit of time in quali. That's fine, because I only want to do 1 lap anyway. I feel like we've got the pace to do so, to get through to the next session. We were mighty fast in practice. So there should be no worries, especially that we're qualifying on the soft compound tyre through the 3rd sector now, where this is my strongest sector of all of Monaco. I always set the car up to do well through here. I've missed the apex by an absolute mile. You could have put an elephant on the apex and I definitely wouldn't have hit it. So he's safe there. Anyway, that was not a great time. Definitely butchered the third sector. I put the commentator's curse on myself there. This second lap has been atrocious too. And so I'm actually going to cool the tires. I'm going to go again because we've got the fuel to do so. I've actually got front wing damage and melted fronts. So I think it is a great opportunity to just calm things down and go again. Thankfully, with the fuel upgrades that we've got to this car, and Monaco being such a short circuit, we've somehow got the fuel to do 3 laps. So we're going to go again. We've got the time to do so, 20 seconds remaining, and we're going to see if we can better our time, even with very light damage. I think that's going to cost us a few tenths, but the time that I put in was atrocious. I mean, that turn 1 was atrocious too, yet I'm still up by a tenth. So make of that what you will, but cooled out tires, a slightly grippier track now with track evolution might mean that we can improve. And I tell you what, we are improving. 23 seconds up on our previous best. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the lap of the gods here at Monaco through the last corner. Tires are not overheating. This is going to be a sub 60-second lap of Monaco across the line. Where does it put us? Surely it's P1. No, it's P7. Obviously, the Delta was lying to us. We were not 20 plus seconds up on our best time. P7, which gets us through to the next session. I've cut out Q2. Nothing really happened. We got third with a full complement of front wing and fresh tyres. So we're right up there with the big boys. Esteban Ocon topping Q2. And crucially, only one car, rewind the video, only one car from the top 2 teams made it through to Q3. So pole position today is well and truly up for grabs with only one of the best cars, one of the best drivers qualifying here in Q3. And we've got the 3rd best car. So myself and Lando have got a great shot of qualifying well here as the top team to really crap the bed. And Albon, speaking of, is in P2 with Ricciardo 3rd. Lando needs to step up to showcase some of his pace, which he showed in practice too, but we're underway now for our final run of the qualifying session, and we need a big one here. We've done a 106.8, which is one of the fastest times this weekend. I don't know if it's the fastest, but it's certainly right up there. Qualifying is now over. We're going to finish off this lap. Always feels understeery at that lows hairpin. Even with a Season 5 upgraded car, there's just no avoiding the understeer, it seems. Anyway, running through the second half of the lap now, and this is where the big bucks are earned. Into the Nouvelle chicane. Really good rotation. Change of direction through there is great. Maybe too good as we got a bit of oversteer through to back. Missed the apex there. That's not great. We're purple through the middle sector, though, into the final swimming pool chicane. Fly over the apex. And that is game over. Took a little bit too much curb there. Took too much speed. I got too greedy, and we damaged the wing. So there's going to be no improvement to our time. We are in P1 though, so we're going to have to hope that the guys currently on laps don't improve. So we'll wind the clock down, and we'll see where we end up. Fuck's sake. Why? Just why? Why couldn't it have been Albon? It wouldn't have felt so bad. Norris gets pole by 900ths of a second. In the end, we're 4.5 tenths off. So I really needed a good lap there. I don't even know if my final lap, if I got it in, would have been good enough. I would have had to have nailed that 3rd sector to do so. But it's still 3rd place. It's not a disaster. Some of the big boys starting outside the top 10. So, that's something to look forward to in this race. This could have big implications in the championship. Hopefully the Marduk Motorsport boys can gang up on Albon, and we can get a 1-2 at Monaco. Okay, so here we are on the grid of the Monaco Grand Prix, starting where we qualified. But crucially, one thing I forgot to really consider is that 3 of the 4 fastest drivers are starting on a harder compounded tyre for this race. So they well and truly could become a factor later on in this Grand Prix. But let's get it underway. The Monaco Grand Prix of Season 5. Can we take the fight to our teammate Lando Norris? It's lights. Where are the lights? Put them out. Away we go. Butchered that, as have I, with my start. We're going to roll with this take, as that's just what we do on the Tiametmarduk channel. P3 in the Monaco Grand Prix. Just about had to fight for my position there, down into turn 1. Ricardo tried to go around my outside there. Wasn't able to make it stick, and as such, we retain 3rd in this race. Lando Norris, though, completely bottling the start. Albon got off to a great one and just took the lead right off him. So, you know, if there's one place that you want to maintain the lead going down into turn 1, it's Monaco. And Lando, you've just screwed it. You've just thrown it all in the bin. And to go with that, it doesn't look like he's got the front-running pace of Albon, who is checking out in this Grand Prix. Nearly 2 seconds, or 2.1 seconds is the lead now. And Norris is just looking a little bit vulnerable at this stage. I'm actually starting to wonder whether he's got a problem, because he just seems to be quite slow at this early stage. Checking with the engineer just to see if there was a problem, and the engineer didn't say anything. So it looks like he's maybe just struggling on high fuel, or with these tires. Maybe they're overheating. They were overheating, as we have a bit of a moment there. They were overheating in qualifying, so there's every chance they could overheat in the race too, with you know, a much heavier car and a lot more energy going through it at the early stages of this race. A highly energized battle that's going on the track right now. It's lap 5, and Albon really is getting away now. This is starting to become detrimental to the team's results. At some point, the question needs to be posed: am I faster than Lando? And I tell you what, I think I am. The frustrating thing is I can't really get close enough to Lando to have a go at the overtaking zones. Like this is going to be one of them, because we set the car up to be so strong in the 3rd sector. I've chucked on a bunch of downforce, 811 wings, meaning I'm not going to be great in a straight line. That completely rules out the 1st sector, pretty much. We do have DRS now, which is going to help, but it's a frustrating affair. We've got the pace on Lando, but we can't do anything about it. Tires are starting to wear out now, and in actual fact as well, the deeper we get into this race, actually, the worse I feel. You know, that's pretty obvious. Of course the tires are going to feel worse, Ben. But what I'm trying to say is, relative to Lando, I actually think I'm getting slower. I think Lando is getting stronger the deeper we get into this race. You can see the front left there overheating. We're going to have to back it off a little bit just to cool the tire down. If we maybe stop the lockups, or just stop turning in so quickly and so harshly into these corners, sacrifice a bit of pace, we might gain some temperature back, and as such we might even go a lot faster than what we were previously. We're just getting to a point now with this car where it's so fast, there's so much energy going through the tire, through the rubber, that it just can't cope with the loads, and we kind of go backwards. So unfortunately, it's plaguing us on this soft compound tire, and I think we might have to box early for mediums as Charles Leclerc is out.
No fuel. There's no fuel!
Incredible scenes here in Monaco. Oh, he's done a Rosberg!
Oh no, I want to cry. Nothing has gone right.
What? It's like lap 10. He can't be out of fuel. Maybe he's just lost some kind of fuel pressure in the hoses or something, and that's brought an end to his race. But anyway, I'm going to take this opportunity to dive it into the pit lane. I said I wanted to box because the tires are dead, and with a potential safety car coming out, it seems like good timing. But no, the other side of the garage has sniped me. Albon is in as well for some medium compound tires, and he's going to rejoin a long way ahead of Lando Norris on the circuit. There goes Lando onto the mediums as well. It would have been a travesty if he switched on the hards, but for Albon, this is going to be, not Albon, for Norris, that's going to be a killer for his race, rejoining in all of that traffic. So with that said, and having seen the footage, I think I'm going to stay out a little bit longer. I'm going to try and overcut Lando at the very least, try and get P2 in this race. But we might even be able to overcut Albon, who's stuck behind the McLaren. So we're faster than the people behind us on old soft compound tires. So in turn, we should be able to put ourselves further along the racetrack and then jump them by the time we make our stop. But you know, it's easier said than done. And when you put it into practice and you see and feel how horrible these tires feel at this stage, I just know that that's not going to be a viable strategy. So we've cancelled those plans to do the overcut, a big overcut, quite swiftly. I was going to stay out to like lap 14, lap 15, but the tires just have no give in them. I think we're better off just boxing now. We are going to have an advantage for the rest of the race though, with fresher mediums by a couple of laps. So we'll utilize that, but we're going to have to do a bit of overtaking, I think, now in order to get back to where we want to be. Out onto the track we go, and we've been jumped by Daniel Ricciardo, unfortunately. Nearly got jumped by Pierre Gasly if I would have stayed out another lap. But yeah, we've effectively dropped to 4th in this race. And it could be worse with the likes of Verstappen and Bottas and Vettel all on harder compound tires, still staying it out there. That's a brilliant overtake on Ricciardo through the second to last corner. That was absolutely incredible. He just got held up behind the Williams. Speaking of getting held up behind the Williams, it's me now. But we're going to hopefully make quick work of Matsushita here as we go up the inside into Casino Square. That puts us up to P11. Lando is up next and only a second and a half up the road. We quickly gobble that up in free air. As, again, Norris stuck behind a Williams. So maybe we'll try the same move we did to Ricciardo on the last lap. Let's see what Lando does. He follows the Williams. We go round the outside at Rascasse, and the space opens up. We go round the outside of our pole-sitting teammate for this Monaco Grand Prix, and we are now in the points with 24 laps to go. Still a lot more people yet to make a stop in this race. But that's a crucial move. We are now in second, effectively. Depending on what the alternate strategy runners are doing. But here's the replay. On board the Williams, looking back at Lando. All of a sudden, Lando was putting the pressure on the Williams, and now it's me putting the pressure on the Williams. So we'll see how this works out, but that's a crucial move. We utilized the fresh tire to good effect. Tell you what, we feel mighty on this new tire. It kind of went away from us at the end of the first stint. Our advantage really dipped away with thermal degradation as well as just normal degradation. We got the inside of the Williams, thank you very much. But I'm quite wary of the same thing happening in this stint. We were so strong when the tires were new, but then we really had no pace at the end of our stint. So I'm hoping that we've bought ourselves some flexibility for later. But meanwhile, Lando having a bit of a ding-dong there with Mick Schumacher. He eventually gets his way past after running side by side through so many of those slow-speed corners. We're now on the back of Antoine Hubert, and we'll hopefully make quick work of him. If not, hopefully he'll make his stop on this lap. But if that's not the case, we're going to dive bomb him anyway, down into Rascasse. Pretty textbook move down into there, and we get that job done. Next up is Giovinazzi, and then we can see the alternate runners on their harder compound tires. Vettel on hards, only 4 seconds up the road, so he's not going to be a factor in this race. Ideally, the likes of Vettel, Bottas, and Verstappen need to be like 20 seconds ahead, but they're just not. They themselves got held up a lot, starting outside the top 10. That they're not really going anywhere, it seems. Vettel has just got no pace in that Red Bull. Red Bull's the second best car on hards. I mean, they should have solid pace, but it's just not the case. Fastest up of the Grand Prix for us. We're now on the back of the Alfa Romeo. We're probably going to dive bomb up the inside into Mirabeau, and we do get the job done. The grip difference is... it's just unfair compared to the back marker, compared to Giovinazzi on old mediums in an Alfa Romeo. Now we've got Vettel. He's on hards, better car, but slower tyre and much older. So we should hopefully be able to do something up against him. Verstappen, only 4 seconds further up the road. So again, he's not going to be a factor either. We are going to get P2 in this Monaco Grand Prix, providing we don't throw it away. I want to get through this pack of cars quickly because I want to see if I can put pressure on Albon. Are we going to go up the inside of Vettel? Not quite. We can't exactly dive bomb from that far back on a car this good. Actually, we do get the dive bomb done, but at the... wow, was not expecting that. I think I even surprised myself there. We get the job done at the Lowe's hairpin, which is not really, at least on the game, it's not a conventional overtaking area because too wide down there, you normally don't make the corner. You normally go straight on into the barrier when you try something there, as we've seen in real life countless times. But made it work. It's P6 with Verstappen and Sainz up next. I'm just checking the difficulty. Quick flex on you guys. Flex on the haters who think I'm running like 60 difficulty or something. So there you go. Strict corner cutting rules as well, as has always been the case for me. Even though sometimes it doesn't look like it's strict corner cutting, there are corners where you can really get away with flying over the curbs, especially in Monaco. That's third sector chicane is definitely one of them. And we utilize that to good effect, don't we, every single time. Anyway, everyone has made their stops, and it is a straight-up fight for the lead. With Albon 6.1 seconds up the road. We do have fresher tyres, and we are apparently the King of Monaco, or Mr. Monaco. So let's see if we can retain that title by chasing down Alexander Albon in the Mercedes. Bottas has actually overcut Norris to get on the podium now, so Norris is not going to have a good time with things. However, we're not focused on that. We are focused ahead on Albon, who we are catching by half a second a lap. This is looking pretty good at this stage, but I am wary of the tyres dying off towards the end like they did in stint 1. 11 laps to go, and we're getting a bit closer. 1.6 seconds is the gap to Albon. We make up all the time through the low-speed corners of the third sector. The rotation is pretty insane. Sector 1 is not strong for us as we lose a lot of time when we do that, when we fishtail out of turn 1. Cheeky little rub with the barrier. Simulation damage. But I want another one. We got away with it. I think if you're really unlucky, you can get a puncture. But I've not seen it for a very long time. I've not seen, making rear contact on a barrier give you a puncture for a long time. But I don't exactly want to push my luck. Not today anyway. George Russell, the second Ferrari, is out of the Monaco Grand Prix, and in the exact same fashion as his teammate does a Rosberg, apparently. Unlucky.
Don't know what to say.
I don't know what to say either. That's a double DNF for Ferrari. That's a massive yikes for those guys who are supposed to be mounting a challenge, mounting a fight to the Red Bull and Mercedes. They are slipping in this career mode championship. They could well get gobbled up by McLaren, Renault, Alpha Tauri, like they already have in seasons gone by. A result like this is not favourable for them. But anyway, we ride on board with Albon. Looking back at us, you can see the gains we make through that final chicane. It's pretty insane how we can just fly over the curb. Then here at Rascasse, the rotation is phenomenal. I don't get the greatest drive out of the final corner, and that's down to some chassis issues, I would say. I think I need to do some more weight, I don't know, rebalancing upgrades, whatever. You know what the upgrade is. I'm trying to get that on the car. I also need another rear major or ultimate upgrade in terms of downforce. That is coming for the next race, but it means that the car for now is pretty oversteery and probably isn't helping the tyre wear issues. Anyway, we've got 3 laps to go, and the advantage that I had on Albon is dissipated. I'm definitely not as fast as what I was before. I did have about half a second a lap over Albon in clear air. But now that I've caught up to him, now that my tyres have worn out faster than his, the advantage is probably a little more like 2 or 3 tenths. And it makes it very difficult to make a move when we're so closely matched on pace. We've got 3 laps to go now. We are catching up to some lap cars which could be my golden opportunity to get Albon, because if he makes one little slip up, we're going to get him as we got the inside into Raskas. And the job is done. We lead this Monaco Grand Prix with 3 laps to go. Not the greatest exit out of the last corner, like I've been alluding to. And the Mercedes OP straight line speed comes into effect. He goes round the outside at turn 1. We get the lead back, but I'm not sure that I'm going to hold on to it, as Albon has got the legs as we run up the hill for the 38th time in this Monaco Grand Prix. And Albon can breathe a sigh of relief. He leads once again. This is not this is not doing wonders for my tires. An energized battle like this is absolutely cooking them. To be honest, I think I need to cool out the tires a little bit. I'm giving him pushes. I'm giving him nudges through Sector 2 now. Albon is flustered. I don't blame him as well. We're heading on to the last lap. He's dealing with an aggressive Australian behind in P2 and back markers giving him dirty air immediately ahead. Last lap of the Grand Prix. That's been a shocking run for me through turn 1, which is going to allow Albon to breathe a sigh of relief for the next half a lap. But he's having to negotiate De Vries, who's not really letting him through. Gets a terrible run through there. We're going to get a nice run up in a ridge and overtake, and we're going to dive bomb down into Mirabeau. We have the lead again. We have the lead again, because a back marker got in the way of Albon. And for the second time in this race, we lead. But this time, I think we might hold on to this, because we're coming up to Sector 3, where we're oh so strong. That's the replay for Albon. I'd be raging. That's terrible treatment for a leader from back markers. That's just, nobody wants to see that. But we are going to take our opportunity, and we are going to run all the way to the bank to slot these 25 points into my championship tally, into the last 2 corners. And Albon has been robbed. He has been straight up robbed in this Monaco Grand Prix. It's a first race win for Season 5.
Absolutely awesome. Just amazing. Well done.
Oh man, it's a win. A very relieving win. But I gotta say, motorsport is so damn cruel. I'd be absolutely raging if I was Albon. I do feel sorry for him, but that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna let him have a free win. Got to take that opportunity. Got to go for the space. We took it, and we have the 26 points against our name. A full complement here today. We've got to take our chances. Like I said, we're in a championship fight, or at least I hope we're going to be in a championship fight with Albon, with the Mercedes, and the Red Bulls, who had a shocker today, by the way, 11th and 12th, respectively, for Verstappen and Vettel. What's going on there? No points for Ferrari either. So really, it's been a great day all round for Marduk Motorsport. We shoot to the lead of the constructors' standings, ahead of Mercedes. So even though we don't have the best car, we are really punching above our weight at this early stage of the championship. It is Monaco. To some degree these days, you've got to expect these results. It's just because of, I don't know, how good we can be here sometimes. But yeah, we really left that to the last second. We nearly got screwed over by Lando, who held up ourselves for the first half of the race, and the tire wear was not great. I'll be honest, when I look back at the footage, I was really abusing the tire, so I can't put it all down to lack of upgrades or an aggressive setup. I've got to take a bit of ownership there, so that's something I'll have to review going forward. Definitely too rough on the tires, but in the end, it doesn't matter one single bit. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you need to see plenty more racing game content. And yeah, let's hopefully see you guys back again for another episode of Career Mode in under a week. Let's make it a few days this time. Yeah? So I'll see you then.
I went through so hard.